How's it going? Jake here, and this is Rave Vinyl Reminiscence, the channel where I share my passion for hardcore from around 91 to 95. In this video we're going to step away from the usual kind of theme of a single record label, and instead we're going to focus on a particular DJ. A DJ that's had a massive influence on the scene over the years, so much so that he's been dubbed the godfather of rave. So I've got some amazing tunes to play for you today. Get yourself settled down, crank the volume up, and let's go on a journey of tribute for Slipmatt. So here we are again, Saturday afternoon at the time of recording. No espresso today. I've just been trawling my way through this litre of smoothie here with broccoli, kale, beetroot and all sorts. Very, very healthy, hopefully. It tastes like crap. Does make you a bit windy though, to be fair. I think downstairs I'm starting to think I've quit the decks and taken up the trumpet. Nice. So this episode, been really looking forward to doing this. Like I've said in the past, doing these videos forces me to go through the archives, pull these tunes out and then play them again. Some of them I haven't played for a long, long time, and that was the case with some of these. Stick to the very end because there's a particular tune I'm going to play last as our play out today that is just immense. But there's loads of good tracks, loads of great rave anthems and a nice mixture. So before we get started with the music, let's do our usual and let's have a little bit of background. So DJ Slipmatt, real name Matt Nelson. Like I said in the introduction, he's been dubbed the godfather of rave for good reason. I think it's fair to say he's one of the best known, longest standing DJs and producers to grace the rave world to date. Back in the late 80s he joined with John Fernandez, aka Lime, to form SL2. And a short while later with MCJJ. We'll be listening to a few tracks from them soon. Slipmatt was the mastermind behind the SMD label, SMD standing for Slipmatt's Dubs. Lots to come from that label in this episode. And as well as plenty of killer releases of his own, he remixed many classics over the years. Finally, Slipmatt co-founded the Awesome Records label in partnership with Lime, a label which pressed a few real favourites of mine. We'll be visiting them towards the end of this episode. So I really want to pay homage to Slipmatt's contribution, but I'm going to be doing so via my own record collection, which means there's going to be loads of Slipmatt stuff that I'm not going to be playing in this video. Ties in with what I say every single time. Over the years I've only bought the records that really speak to me, that I absolutely have to own. So there's been loads produced by him that I'm not going to feature here. This is my way of saying thanks to Matt via the records that I've bought, played a lot and loved over the years. Let's get started. We're going to be looking at 17 tracks from 10 different releases covering a period from 1991 to 94. So we're kicking straight off with 1991. SL2 and it's DJs Take Control. What a classic tune. When I listened to this today, it reminded me straight away again of a dude that I've talked about in the past, about the Surrey Hills Hotel, and it just made me chuckle thinking about it, you know, just like you open up more and more memories. Like the idea that you'd have a rave in a hotel now, and it's only a small little place as well, like it must have been chaos. I think that's probably why there was only a couple that I can remember. But this is not really working for us. Listening to this opening breakdown, oh man, it just comes flooding back.
How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling?
Then the other section I want to play from this is just sheer jaw-clenching joy. we need to like stick that tune on a disc and then stick it in a probe and launch it out into the universe so that like no matter what happens to humanity, someone or something out there can have it in future. It's quality. On the same side, we've got the noise. Now, on this release, the noise is on both sides. On the opposite side is the original, but on this side is the remix. I prefer the remix, actually. So, I mean, really great tune. Have a listen to this beginning bit. Very atmospheric. Then the tune cracks open to this massive sound here, a sample used by Tango later on down the line. Then on the flip side, we've got Way in My Brain. Big tune back in the day, reggae sampling. Reggae was clearly a genre that had an influence on Slipmatt. So one more from SL2, and it's one you couldn't really miss out, to be fair, if you're talking about SL2. This is from 1992, and this is On A Ragga Tip. One of them tunes, again, that just makes it all come flooding back. Reminds me of being in the sixth form and just waiting for the weekend and having a mix with mates even at lunchtime sometimes. Have a listen. So we're going to move on now to Slipmatt's SMD label. Now these tunes, I played these so much going back that, again, I have to just point out they might be a little bit crackly when playing some of them in some of the sections because they have been very, very well used. Again, well looked after, but very well used. So I've got numbers 1 to number 4, and I'm going to play both sides of each release. Each kind of classic in its own right. So we'll start off with SMD 1. And we're going to play side A. This has a sample on it from Jim Polo's Better Days. Have a listen to the opening breakdown. Slipmatt designed all of these tracks to be absolute party tools. You know, loads of really big happy piano breaks and big euphoric hands in the air moments. Very, very DJ friendly, the run-ins, the run-outs. Listen to this. Super high energy. This last little section, there's a recurring theme that I notice. It's funny, you don't pick up on these things until you play all of them back to back like I've done here. There's a recurring theme around a sample that seems to run through all of these releases, or most of them anyway, in various different guises. So the flip side on this is the tune for me. I played this so much going back. I think this is actually my favourite tune on all of the SMD releases. It's a quality, very clever mixture of Bizarre Inks playing with knives and Terrorize, It's Just a Feeling. Those two tunes are kind of the same family, and they blend together beautifully to make this killer high energy rave track. Here's the intro bit as it's leading in. You knew, as soon as you heard this mixing in, you knew what was coming. So very much Terrorize on the lead in there with a slight tweak. And then as we hit this massive big opener, it's like, yes. Then we kick off with a real power. So now this tune shifts into this, again, really high energy. And then, I love this, Slipmatt shifts it from Terrorize into Playing with Knives. And this is cracking. What a tune. That's SMD1, 1993. Still with 1993, SMD2, the green one. And the A side, another big smiling track with vocals from Alex Lee's Take It. Total, like, all feet to the dance floor formula these tunes have got, you know, like rolling, good feeling, vibing drum sections, big hands in the air moments. Have a listen to this one. Total crowd pleasers, isn't they? Next we've got this sample. Remember that sample I was talking about? Sound familiar? Sounds good. On the flip side, the black side of this, another big opener. Like, we bang these tunes one after another. It's like people ain't got time to even go and have a wee. And then later in the track we've got that familiar sample again. Messed around with, played with, different flavour. Okay, so on to SMD3. This is 1994 now, the blue one. A big opening piano break here from Offshore's I Can't Take the Power. Another really DJ friendly tune. I say that, it reminds me of like when I used to go and play sets out, I used to be like so obsessive thinking about it. I'd take with my records, I'd have worked out my set like right down to the finest details. I'd have a bit of paper with like each track written out, and then where I need to bring it in and where to chop it over at the end so that the break would come in just at the right bit. You wouldn't have any clashing vocals. The drum runs would be like really complementary. You know, but these, I mean, these tunes you can just pull out of the bag and just mix because they're kind of designed for that. Anyway, have a listen to this. Now we're at this big powerful section with a sound to it that will be quite familiar if you watched our last video, and chopped in with it, that signature sample. On the flip side, black side, we've got a tune that's an absolute blinder to start a set with. Gradually builds up, and then when drums do come in, someone in the comments can tell me, who's more of an expert than me, what the actual name is for this particular drum sound. To me, it sounds like someone on the old Coconuts doing the horsey clip-clops. She'll await confirmation of the technical term. Then the tune takes this big change of direction with another big happy moment before old dude gets back on with the Coconuts. And then finally the tune returns to that sample that was used in the intro, and but this time it's just a little bit more soaring. Right, so now we're on to the last of the SMD releases that I own, SMD4, the purple one. I played this A-side this morning. First time, without a doubt, that I've played this for well over 20 years. That's guaranteed. Big opening, happy sample from Elevation's Can You Feel It? I don't know, for some reason this sounds to me like the sort of piano you hear down on the seaside, you know, on the pier. Did go to quite a few raves on piers, to be fair. I don't have the chorus, I think that sounds like to me a little bit, but again, step in, gurus. Now the tune changes up and goes a bit more kind of darker and serious at this point. And then, remember that signature sample sound? There it was again. So on the flip side of this, the black side, is the tune out of the two I prefer on this release. It's a nice amalgam of two good tunes actually. The intro as it's coming in, instantly recognisable, really pleasurable to mix in, kind of bizarre inky again, stabs. Then as we move forward, the tune hits a bit of psychotropic hypnosis. And then finally the tune takes a complete turn of direction. Again, big smiler, high power, drive-in. So that's the SMD era from the perspective of my collection. Thank you, Slipmatt, for those. I mentioned in the intro about Slipmatt doing loads of different remixes, and just now I talked about Psychotropic's Hypnosis. Combine those two ideas together and what we have is a very, very significant remix, and that is SL2's remix of Psychotropic Hypnosis. What a beautiful, important tune. Let's remind ourselves of just how beautiful. Proper tasty. So now here's the main hook with a little scratch and then the chunked up drums. then I'll play this last little breakdown. Often this tune was mixed out by this point, so it's not heard quite so much, but it's so nice. This is a real treasure, this tune. So we've visited Matt's time in SL2. We've looked at the SMD label, just tickled our eardrums with our lovely remix. That just leaves Awesome Records. Where to start? Some of you will know what that is, and you'll know what's coming. This was originally released on a white label with like a sticker on it. I've got it on a limited edition issue from 2009 on Sublogic. This is Freestyle and DJR's Madness. Suck on this. This tune is wicked. This next section's so high powered, I love it. What an absolute belter that tune is. How do you follow that up? I know. Moving on to 1994, Awesome Records, and we have, this is an incredible release of Slipmatt here. We've got two absolutely killer tunes on this release. I love them. This is a very treasured bit of vinyl of mine. I'm going to start off with Hear Me. Right from the outset as this comes in, once you chop over to this massive piano break. I listened to this at crazy volume in my car yesterday, just sort of getting myself into the mindset for this video. And this bit here, this next section, where it drops down and then you get this dirty drum roll coming in. Then the piano rolls in again and the whole tune just opens up. Banging. Now we've got this mix match of all different samples in here. We've got a bird sanctuary in the background and we've got that signature sound again. And I'm just going to play this last little break, which happens right towards the end, so often it's been mixed out by this point. Dips down and then that filthy drum comes back. on the flip side of this is breaking free. Now, Matt, if you ever listen to this video, by any chance whatsoever, I just want to say right here, right now to you, thank you for bringing this tune into the world. I adore this tune. If you want to know how to mix a beautiful euphoria with absolute arse kicking, this is how you do it. This tune is somehow tattooed onto my very essence. Listen to this next section, man. Like, it does this little slowdown, drop off, rewind, and then, oh my God, the bass driving behind this, and this is just incredible. Do you remember, those of you who used to go out raving back in the early 90s, like a tune like that with that bass? Do you remember, like, as it would rattle? I don't know what was rattling in the club, but you just hear everything, the cabinets of the speakers, everything in that bloody place that could vibrate was vibrating, including you. Oh, incredible, that bass was so powerful. Right, this last little break now, what I've done is I've just cut this little section here, which just has a little bit of all of it. Let's just enjoy this, because this track is just amazing. Slipmatt, man. Matt, mate, you've done it there. Fair play. Round of applause. Okay, so that brings us almost to the end of this little celebration of Slipmatt's contribution to this beautiful genre of music. We've looked at a little bit of his time in SL2. We've looked at the SMD tracks, one of those remixes of many remixes he's done. And we've looked at awesome records and some killer tracks there. What to end with? Well, I've got a little bit of a treat for you. Some of you will have heard this tune, in which case it's just amazing to hear it. Crank it up and enjoy. But those of you who haven't, you're in for a real treat here, because this is a very, very special tune. We have the awesome label, and on the other side, we revisit back to Freestyle and DJR. This tune is 1044. Turn this up. Listen to this. This is a rave gem. It's one of my real treasures in my collection. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And thank you once again for coming and taking this journey with me. I want to send you loads of love and appreciation, whoever you are out there, whatever it is that you're doing right now, whatever's going on in your life. Love to you. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next episode.
it.